Hey everyone, it's Paythony to Win Tano here, the internet's busiest board game nerd, and today I will be reviewing The Game of Life, Twists and Turns. This is one of my most anticipated games of, 2007, and I gotta say, it lives up to all the hype. So, in all seriousness, guys, I just feel like since I'm gonna be stuck in this house, my home that I grew up in, I should make a video about one of my childhood favorite games. And that's The Game of Life, Twists and Turns. Oh, fuck. Oh, my neck. Here we go! Something that I may have not mentioned on this channel, but I'm almost positive that I have at some point, is that my dad owns a comic book store that was also previously a hobby shop. In fact, back in his heyday, he was a professional L5R player before he had kids and shit, which was clearly a mistake. That being said, I had both the best upbringing of all time as well as the most hipster. While my friends were playing Monopoly and shit, I was learning how to play the Star Wars miniatures game. At age 10 was the 40k craze. And also at one point, I'm almost positive I was the best Pokemon Spin 'em All player in the world. That being said, even nowadays, I barely ever play the classics. Last time I played Monopoly was 2008. I played Risk for like an hour last year. It reminded me of why I am a board game elitist piece of shit, because that game's awful. Although my friends will disagree with me, fuck you, Jeremy, I already see the comment section. So before you click off this video, because for the last minute, I've just been talking about how as a kid I was a pro gamer, just understand that I am the best gamer in the world. There is one classic game from my childhood though that is an absolute banger, and it is The Game of Life, Twists and Turns. The Game of Life, Twists and Turns takes the classic game of The Game of Life and twists it and then proceeds to turn it about 90 degrees. Twists and Turns takes the gameplay of the original Game of Life and expands it by giving you a basic game design concept that was lacking from the original. Can anyone guess what it is? I think I got it. Riot Points. Unlike the original Game of Life, where you are on a set path from start to finish, there are 4 different areas that the player can go to in Twists and Turns. Now, this isn't like anything revolutionary, but it does give the player more choice on how they'll play the game, what area they'll go to, and in what order they will visit the areas. Giving players more options is always a good thing and makes the game way more interesting. I'll get into each of the sections in more detail later, but for now we have to talk about how the Game of Life Twists and Turns is a hybrid game. The Game of Life Twists and Turns comes with what is apparently called a life pod, which honestly sounds more like a life support system than a digital component to a board game. Anyway, the life pod tracks the player's money, life points, how many babies they have, what car they have, what house they have, and how many of each. It also keeps track of turns, how far you move, lotteries, and so on. At the start of the game, each player gets a Visa credit card, which goes into the life pod and basically tracks everything for each player. It's kind of weird. Visa got their names in this game, but at what cost? Were the people making this game like, damn, we really need some big names, so let's get Visa so we can sell more copies, which is super dumb? Or was Visa like, we need to get our name in the Game of Life so kids years from now who will remember playing the Game of Life Twists and Turns will buy a credit card? Honestly, the whole thing makes no goddamn sense to me. It's really confusing. In addition to all of these baffling company choices, the name on each card is Milton Bradley. Now, as epic of an Easter egg as this is, it doesn't really make thematic sense. I already know what the comment section is looking like. Are you really gonna fucking say that logistically this makes no sense in a fucking kids game? Go back to game design school, you pretentious idiot. Keep making video essays called Why Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker doesn't work, and get the fuck off my screen. Wow. In response, I'd say I would go back home to game design school, but I'm quarantined. And secondly, yes, I am saying that everyone playing as the same dude named Milton Bradley is kinda dumb. Look, this one goes out to all the women out there. I really feel like having some female names or gender neutral names may make some players have a better play experience. But then again, this game was made in 2007 by a capitalistic company, so I have way too much faith. So after all 4 Milton Bradleys have their credit cards and you decide how long you're going to play this masterpiece for, you finally get started. Each player gets a scorecard and arrow clips that show what they have in the game. Each player also receives a few career cards which they can choose one of. Each player starts by getting a salary of $5,000 a year, but the ending salary differs depending on what career you choose. It's just like real life! Finally, each player places their player token on one of the 4 areas starting spaces. Live it, learn it, earn it, or love it. And before I get into the core gameplay, I just want to say that this game falters from the same problem that Balloon Lagoon, which I may add is one of the all-time greats, also struggles with. And that's having 3 of their 4 main areas keep with a theme, then having one just not. Seriously? Live it, learn it, love it, and fucking earn it? Like, come on, dude. I like, couldn't you say, like, labor it or something? I don't know. Just, this feels like a punch in the face. The objective of Twists and Turns is actually the opposite of the original Game of Life. In the original Game of Life, you collect life tokens that at the end of the game are converted into money, and the player with the most money at the end of the game wins. In Twists and Turns, all of your money is converted into life points at the end of the game instead. I think they're trying to promote not pay to win, but it's basically the same thing. Although there are more options in this game on how to achieve that and where to go to achieve that, there's still a somewhat intended route that the game would like you to take. This is the route that the steady grinders and YouTube vloggers claim just isn't for them.
I'm not going back to school.
First, you should probably go to Learn It and get your education so that afterwards you can go to the Earn It section and raise your salary up on that life pod to, you know, make that extra cash. After that, you should probably get married and love it. And pop out some babies for the extra life points.
We pop out at your party, I'm with the gang.
Maybe settle down, get a house, and finally go on vacation to get all those extra life points from those life experiences. It's exactly nothing like real life, actually, because I can't go to school, I'm making no money, and thus, Plan B was formed. You see, the Game of Life Twists and Turns is where 8-year-old me learned an important art form. The art of trolling and doing stupid shit in games is what this game honestly taught me. All gamers need to learn this at some point, as it leads to great innovations and strategies, such as the infamous money strat. I created a strat that forever changed the Game of Life Twists and Turns metagame, the Vlogger strat. In the Vlogger strat, you go full Ryan Trahan mode and say,
and for us it's easier to say this because we already kind of have like a path. I mean, we made that ourselves, but
yeah.
You can still, you know, anyone can make that path.
and go exclusively into Live It and Love It. By doing so, you send yourself into crippling debt, but your character becomes really happy. Vacation after vacation, baby after baby, Milton Bradley is going the hell off in this new era of the Game of Life. There is only one problem: money, buying happiness. At the end of the game, like I stated before, your money is converted into life points. And anyone who has taken a math class before knows that if you add a negative number to a positive number, especially if that negative number is over 1 million, it's gonna drag that positive number down. So yeah, my strategy definitely had some issues that it had to work through, but to be completely fair, I really think that this could have only been attempted in this version of life, which is why I'm glad I grew up with this version rather than the original. Something a lot of game designers hear when playtesting is, "You're gonna beat me, you made this game, I have no chance." When this is said, usually the designer says something along the lines of, "No, you're not, I don't really try to win my game, I just try to break my game." I myself do this when I test my games. Instead of trying to win, I try out the weirdest strategies just to see if they will work and if my game system is abusable. Although a lot of games have taught me this, I really do think Twists and Turns was the first to teach me to try weird things. And although it's no Spiel des Jahres winner, I'm still really thankful for the things that it taught me at a young age. Ugh. Hi, what is up? I just wanted to thank you if you made it this far into the video. I really appreciate it. This is probably like my favorite video that I've ever made. So that's really cool. I'm really trying to get this video to be over 10 minutes, I won't lie. There's been a lot of support recently. My Europe video is like low-key blowing up, so that's really cool. So I just wanted to thank everyone for that because that's dope. So I hope I keep making content that you like, that I like, and we can all go home happy. So thank you guys for watching. I smell like shit because I've been editing this for so long, and yeah, I'm gonna go shower. So see you later. Have a great day, and play some board games.